Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well today. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to hustle strategically. But before I get into the video, I want to talk to you guys about the hair that I'm rocking. The hair that I'm wearing is by Nadula hair. And they are an amazing hair company online, which I absolutely love. The hair that I'm wearing is a beautiful strawberry cheesecake hair, which I like to call it. I actually originally thought that the hair was going to be a little bit darker, as in the roots, but it's giving me ginger vibes, which I actually really like. I've been wanting to try ginger hair for a long while. And so I'm wearing 150 density wig, and it's the perfect density for a wig like this. This is actually 24 inches and I am obsessed with it. So I'm going to show you guys a few ways in which I style this beautiful hair, and I'm going to put all the information in the description box below. But I can just tell when a hair is beautiful when it doesn't mat up, and his hair is like amazing quality, like it's beautiful. So let's get into the video. So I know that there's a lot of videos out there that talk about how to hustle, how to start a business, how to be an entrepreneur, how to secure the bag. I feel like there's not enough videos on how to hustle and have a 9-to-5. Because the truth is, everyone can't be an entrepreneur. Everyone can't start a business, right? It's just realistic. Most people have a 9-to-5, and I don't feel like it should be damned or demeaned, or just because everyone's now hustling and starting a business that a 9-to-5 is looked at as bad, or working for someone is bad. So let's define what an entrepreneur is, and let's define what an employee is. So an entrepreneur is a person who sets up a business or businesses taking on a financial risk in the hope of profit. An employee is a person working for another person or a business firm for pay. So for me, the biggest difference between an employee and an entrepreneur is the level of responsibility that an entrepreneur has. And the responsibility coupled with ownership is what has the potential to make you more money than the person who is working a 9-to-5. However, that's not always the case, because there are a lot of entrepreneurs, okay? A lot of entrepreneurs pretending that working for yourself is the way to go, when for a lot of them, it actually makes less sense and it's actually more trouble than it's worth. So if you are an entrepreneur and you're not bringing in more money than you're actually investing, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. So you're in no position to look down on anybody that is working a 9-to-5 or working for somebody. At the end of the day, it's really not about how much money you earn, but how much money you are able to retain and to keep at the end of that paycheck, right? So there can be someone that has a 9-to-5 that's really good with their money and is making less than the entrepreneur. However, at the end of the year, in their savings, the money that they actually have is a lot more than the entrepreneur. So the person that is an entrepreneur should not look down on the person that is an employee. And let's not get it twisted. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. You have to define your own vision, design your own strategic long-term and short-term vision, and stay completely focused in the pursuit of your goals. You have to be disciplined, motivated, focused, and productive. You have to form partnerships, be systematic, and lead every department in your business. You literally have to wear multiple hats, and you are responsible for them all. If anything goes wrong, it's your fault. And if you don't earn, if you don't make money, then you do not eat. If the building burns down, you lose everything. However, if you was an employee and the building went down, you only lose your job. So the risk factors are completely different. It is much easier, and I'm not downplaying anyone that works for somebody, but it is much easier to be an employee. As an employee, you go to work for someone else, you answer to someone else, and you leave the hassle of the job behind you when you leave work that day. You are responsible for small projects, but they do not define you, your meaning, or what you get out of it on a personal level. And I know that a lot of celebrities have made it seem like if you have a boss, you are a slave, or if you have a boss, you have a daddy. And they really do glamorize entrepreneurship. But the truth is, everyone cannot be an entrepreneur. And even if everybody was an entrepreneur, entrepreneurship would not work, because entrepreneurs also have to employ people. Employees work for and with entrepreneurs. The world as we know it is made up of employees and entrepreneurs, okay? And entrepreneurs being the minority. And really and truly, there is nothing wrong with either or. It is just determined on how much risk you are willing to make and to take. For an entrepreneur, there is no 9 to 5. You work from the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you lay your head down to rest. And really and truly, sometimes entrepreneurs end up being a slave to their business. The only difference between being a slave for an employer and being a slave to your business is the fact that you own it, okay? But being an entrepreneur isn't for everybody. And I know society has been pushing for a lot of people to jump on the entrepreneurship bandwagon, and it's great. If you are made, if you feel the call to be an entrepreneur, then it's great. Like, I think it's amazing being able to be your own boss, to work for yourself. Some people cannot work for other people, and that being me. And it's not the fact that you feel like you're better than them. It's like some of us weren't made to take orders, and I can't explain it, but I know for me, I hated working for somebody else. And it wasn't just the fact that it was someone that I was looking up to. I'm made to be a leader. I'm made to be free. I'm made to be creative. I honestly cannot take people telling me what to do. And I think that part of my DNA and part of my nature is made like that. I literally feel like I am defiant by nature, but I feel like I'm made like that because I know I'm supposed to be a leader. And that's just it. Do you know what I mean? Not saying that you can't be an employee and be a leader in your personal life. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like some people just have the characteristics of people that are going to be entrepreneurs. Because really and truly, entrepreneurship requires mental fortitude, okay? The ability to take calculated risks, handle losses, handle failures, and work endlessly on a passion project without knowing how or if they will actually turn out good. The amount of energy that you put in will produce the results you experience. And every action that you take or fail to take actually counts in the big picture that actually affects you and your family. Entrepreneurship also requires you to have a bird's eye view. You must be able to see the bigger picture very clearly, yet at the same time, be able to take care and to manage the daily tasks of that bigger picture. And you really are making decisions that best serve your customers and not just serve yourself. Ultimately, entrepreneurship is a luxury risk that a lot of people can't actually take on. However, entrepreneurship done right can actually give you a level of freedom that you may not be able to get with 9 to 5. I'm blessed enough to not have to work every single day if I so chose not to. I'm blessed at this current time to be able to work freely when I want to and not work when I don't want to. Ultimately, I make up the rules, but at the same time, it's also on me to actually set certain targets for me to reach. So I'm the one creating the targets. When you're an employee, the targets are set for you. However, when you're self-employed or you're an entrepreneur, you have to set your own targets and also follow through with them. It takes a lot of mental clarity, a lot of self-belief, a lot of self-motivation. It is really a lot. I'm constantly challenging myself to push myself out of my comfort zone because entrepreneurs can get quite comfortable as well. And like I was talking about, there's a lot of risk that comes to being an entrepreneur. But sometimes you want to settle at the last risk that you took because now it's become a comfortable place. And the only way to get out of that is push yourself out of the comfort zone. So what really inspired this conversation is that I was having a conversation with one of my friends. She works in HR and she has a 9 to 5. And she asked me, do I think that she's lazy? And the reason why she asked that question is she wasn't on this hustle or die trying. She didn't have this gigantic vision for her life. However, she was working strategically and very smartly in her 9 to 5. And every year she's making moves up the ladder to the place in which she wants to be. And that's exactly what she wants. And that's what makes her happy. And I feel like for a lot of us, we have to define what success looks like to us and not be so trapped by other people's opinion of what success is, or society or social media, what they're telling you success is, because it may not be the right fit for you. And if the whole world was saying, Breeny, 9 to 5 is where it's at, I still wouldn't be swayed to go into 9 to 5 if I didn't feel like it was a perfect fit for me. And I feel like a lot of people don't stop and think, what does success mean or look like for me? And until you do that, you're going to be on this Ferris wheel going round and round based on what other people have told you is the right way. And none of us wants to live a life that is controlled by other people or outward pressures. Being an entrepreneur is something that works for me, but being an employee may be something that works for you. So let's not put down one to lift up the other. There is space for all of us, and we are all valuable and we are all valued. But whether you are an entrepreneur or an employee, you need to know how to hustle strategically. Busyness is not productivity. However, having a goal set and being busy trying to reach that goal and achieve that goal is productivity. And when you hustle strategically, you are not focused on 4 things. You are focused on one thing. And that's one thing that a lot of us entrepreneurs struggle with. Usually entrepreneurs are quite talented or gifted in multiple areas. And so what they really need is the gift of focus. And one thing I have to constantly tell myself is one thing at a time. And I have to keep reaffirming to myself that there is a season for everything. And not everything has to happen at once. Because sometimes I get mad overwhelmed because I'm always got different ideas. There's so many things that I want to do. But it's just learning how to focus and be like, okay, I'm going to do this now. And at least give 1 year to one thing without your attention being pulled in so many different areas. So I'm going to give only 3 tips on how to hustle strategically. So number 1, have a 10-year vision for your life. Know what you want and make note of what it is that's going to take you to that place. So you set a vision and then you work backwards from that. So if I want to make 500K in 5 years, I need to split that 5 years into years. Then I need to break that down into months. Then I need to break that down into weeks. And then I have to think about, how much money do I have to make per month, per 3 quarters, per year in order to attain that goal? What other streams of income, or how many other streams of income will I need in order to fulfill that goal of 500K in a year? Tip number 2, stay focused and stay consistent. Consistency. And if you say consistency enough, you'll be consistent. So being focused is about not being a jack of all trades and a master of none. Do not put too many ducks in too many different baskets. Put most of your ducks in 1 or 2 baskets and see which one wins. Don't spend longer than a year on an idea that's not going to work. If you're going to fail, fail fast. And make sure you give it all you have before you move on to the next one. Tip number 3, make sure everything that you do has purpose. Everything you do in your life has to be accounted for. I'm going out, I'm spending time with my friends, I'm traveling, I'm saving. Every single thing that you do, make sure it has a purpose. And I'm gonna talk a lot more about purpose in my next video, so stay tuned for that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video on the difference between an entrepreneur and an employee and how to hustle strategically, okay? Because it's all about staying focused. It's all about being smart. Just because someone says that they're an entrepreneur does not mean that they're making entrepreneur money. And just because someone's an employee does not mean that they're only making employee money, okay? So let's celebrate everybody. Let's celebrate all our differences because we need everyone. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.